My favorite books this year by month. And when I say books, I mean books because some months were just absolutely insanely good and I couldn't just choose one. And this is starting from December of 2024 because we're not done with December yet. So in December of 2024, I was in my Blood and Ash journey and I read A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, and definitely my favorite book from December. I loved everything about this book and I still do. In January, my favorite book was The Unmaking of June Farrow by Adrienne Young. This is such a beautiful love story with time travel, an absolute must read. In February, I read In the Veins of the Drowning, absolutely 6 stars for me. This is a dark fantasy romance with the best tension and yearning. I love everything about this book. And also in February, I read Enchanter by Kaylee Smith. Absolutely love this book. The vibes to this book is just unmatched. It's an absolute must read. In March, House of Blight by Maxine Martineau. This is a gothic fantasy romance. I love this book so much and I feel like she's so underrated. Also in March, The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. This whole trilogy is just an absolute masterpiece. If you haven't read it yet, you need to go pick it up. And also in March, Direbound by Sable Sorensen. This fantasy romance absolutely blew me away. I was glued to these pages. I love everything about this book. In April, I read Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil. Hands down, a forever favorite for me. This book is a masterpiece. And also in April, I read Rose in Chains. There is no way that this book isn't falling somewhere in my favorites because this book lives rent-free in my mind. In May, definitely The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillick. This book is absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't read it yet, you need to go pick it up. In June, Babel by R.F. Kuang. This book is definitely a holy grail book for me. It is absolutely stunning. In July, Until the Heart Stops by Gillian Eliza West. This was definitely the vampire romance that I needed in July, and it definitely became one of my favorites. August, hands down, was the best reading month for me, but The Everlasting is definitely my favorite book that I read all year. This is such a beautiful story and an absolute must read. Also in August, I read The Raven Scholar, and this is an absolute forever favorite for me. I love the world, I love the mystery, I love the humor. This book for me has it all. In September, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This book absolutely shook me to my core. This is a book that will never leave my system and will always be a favorite. Also in September, Red City by Marie Lu. This urban fantasy has everything that I love. There's no way that this wouldn't be a favorite for me. If you haven't read this one yet, I highly recommend it. In October, The Sacred Space Between. This is a fantasy romance with the best yearning. This is definitely a book that I don't hear enough about. And also in October, This Woven Kingdom. This book in this series is incredible. I highly recommend you starting it. And hands down in November, Jade War. This is my favorite in the Greenbone saga. If you haven't started it yet, I can't recommend it enough, but this book is definitely 6 stars.